This has been back with another video. Excuse me, one. Sorry about that. How's everybody doing? Happy Tuesday. Hope everyone's having a good Tuesday thus far. I know it's early in the morning right now, but I'm assuming that if you're seeing this video, you may see it later today, later or whatever. But I just want to give honor to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I'm grateful and thankful to God on today for just being such an awesome God. For salvation, for just allowing me to see another day. And it's going to be a great day today. Now, as you can see from the title, will Diddy go free? What do you think? What do you think? I'm not sure. Honestly, I can't say that he's gonna go scot-free. I do know that there's a lot of variables to this, as far as what they're trying to prove, what they they're really trying to prove the RICO. I got a lot of mixed views on a lot of different people. Some people think that they proved it. Some people think that they haven't proved it. Some people think that he's done and he's going away for a long time. Some people think that it'd be preposterous. I think I pronounced it right, for him to be found guilty, because they don't see it. Some people think that they may not feel like he's guilty of RICO, but they may feel that he's guilty of something. And I'm kind of along the lines of that. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm kind of in the my thought process is that he's guilty of something, and that he would be found guilty of something. Now, what that something is, I'm not really sure. There's so many different variables. There's so many different things. You got the sex trafficking. You got the prostitution. You got the coercion. You got the kidnapping. All these different things. As far as the Capricorn Clark, some people think that was kidnapping. But some people think that, he didn't put a gun to her head and says, come on. He didn't force her to go with him. It was suggested. That she wasn't locked up in a car somewhere. So if she wanted to go, she could have went. So it's a lot of, and I'm kind of along the lines of that the state. I kind of feel the same way. I think the RICO is a stretch. I think that's a stretch of them going for that. Now, the prostitution. I mean, there was money exchange. That was trafficking. I mean, yeah, there were people going from, but was it really? I guess you gotta understand the definitions of some of these things, because was it really trafficking? Was it just You know, they just happen to be in another state, and they just want to set up a freak off, and I don't know. You know, that's the reason why it's a lot of gray areas as far as what the state tried to prove and what the defense tried to poke holes into. And did he really have a criminal enterprise? Was it really a criminal enterprise, or was it that after the freak-offs they had to clean it up? I mean, they can't leave all that stuff like it was, so they had to have someone clean up. But is that a crime? I mean, it was what it was. I mean, the lifestyle, I mean, obviously that's not, a lifestyle that I would, live. Probably a lot of people probably wouldn't, you had your girl sleeping with other guys and you watching, I mean, but people get into that stuff. Fantasies and all that stuff. Because the way they make it seem is like it was a criminal enterprise, like where they had folks to clean up stuff, they had drugs, and the drugs wasn't trafficked. They didn't prove that, so that's not a crime. Is it a crime to have drugs in your house? I mean, it's your own stuff. I mean, but is it? I don't know. I mean, that's the reason why it's like I don't think they proved the RICO. I don't think they proved it. Now they might in some ways prove some of the other lesser stuff. I guess if we call it lesser, but I don't know. All we know right now is that deliberations will continue on today, and he will either be found guilty of all the charges, guilty of some of the charges, or found not guilty and walk scot-free. Now, again, for some reason, I just don't think he's gonna walk scot-free. It's just so many things that I think that the jury is gonna have to find him guilty on. I just don't know what it is. I don't think it's the most serious, the RICO. I don't think so for that. I don't think they're gonna find him guilty for that. And they could very well be like, you know what, this dude was just a sex fiend, call it immoral, call it kind of way out there. And that's all this basically was. Bad relationships, women that said that they loved him, was in love with them, women that was along with what was going on. They might not have been along with it all the time. But is that a crime just because maybe they didn't want to do it some of the time, but they did it to please the other person? Is that a crime? Did he put a gun to the head and say, no, you're going to do this freak? Did he do that? No, it doesn't say that he, I mean, yes, domestic abuse or domestic violence, no, 100%. 100%. And I think that video was a platform. The way I'm looking at this, the video was a platform for the prosecution to build off of. That he is a sex crazed, drug fiend, abusive monster type of guy that forced people to do stuff, kidnapped Capricorn Clark, made her go with him, you know, and it stems off of the fact that here's this guy, he slammed her to the ground, kicked her. Well, he actually missed her, but he did attempt to kick her, you know, and here's this guy, man, he's having these freak offs, man, he's getting off on, you know, got his woman, you know, doing his other job, you know, messing around with these other men, you know. This dude this was a criminal enterprise, you know. This was just immoral, yeah. There's some immoral stuff, man. Don't get me wrong. It was some twisted stuff as far as that. But is that a crime? The things he did, and so that's the reason why I don't feel comfortable to say that they're gonna see that he's guilty of the RICO and all that stuff. So that's just kind of where I'm at. You know, I'm just, you know, I'm saying a lot of stuff. Probably some people say I ain't saying nothing. But that's kind of where I'm at, though, you know. Because, you know, think about it. I mean, is that, you know, they were in this bedroom. I mean, who knows, you know, there are a lot of people could be doing stuff like that. Now, he was able to do a lot of the stuff because he had the means to. And I think that's where they're trying to make it seem like a criminal enterprise, because here's this guy that's very wealthy. You know, he can buy his own drugs. He can have people come from other places and fly him, you know, to wherever, you know. He has the money. He has the means. And I think because of that, it makes it seem like he's like this criminal. He's built up this criminal enterprise and stuff. And people are at his beck and call. You know, it's his world. It's his kingdom, as they were saying. Blase, blase, blase. You know, and I mean, I don't think he was the best boss. I don't think he was the best boss. I think he's arrogant. I think he's prideful. I think he's a douchebag. I do. Now, now that don't mean that I want him to go to prison for the rest of his life. I don't. I really don't. You know, because I don't know if they can prove that's what should happen. That's the thing. You know, I don't want someone to go to prison, you know, and it wasn't fair for the rest of their life, and it wasn't really proven. You know, everybody deserves a fair shake. No matter who they are, everybody deserves a fair shake. And if it's not fair, then that's not right. So anyway, let's see who's chimed in. Oh, talking about the Diddy trial. Let's talk about the Diddy trial. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Just because someone has a means, I agree with that. That is true. But the point I was making is that that's the point I'm making, is that they're looking at him as a guy, because he has the means to do this or do that, that automatically he's looked at as a criminal, because he had folks try, you know, he was able to fly people to have freak offs, and because he was, you know, basically, you know, hard on a lot of the drugs and stuff, and so was Cassie and some of the other women, you know, because of all of that. That doesn't look good, you know, doesn't look good, and so he has to be doing something illegal. That's what I'm talking about. But is it really illegal for him to have the freak offs, to have people, you know? All right, sorry about that, everybody. Well, we'll see what happens with the Diddy soon, and I do believe that the longer the jury takes to come to a verdict, I think it does side with the defense, and we just have to wait and see. But I don't think they're gonna be able to prove the RICO, and they may not be able to prove any of the stuff. To be honest, so he could actually be acquitted of all these different things. So anyway, hope everyone have a great one. Like and comment for more. Blessings.